Hello to everybody. I'm really happy to greet all the participants of the conference. My name is Gryzun. I'm a full professor of Information Systems Department. I'm at Kuznets Kharkiv National University of Economics, Kharkiv, Ukraine, and I'm happy to introduce my co-authors, Professor Lyudmila Bilousova and Docent Valentina Pikalova. So the topic of our presentation today is experience of interdisciplinary projects implementation in the training of pre-service IT specialists. So here you can see the presentation outline, and I'm going to cover the urgency and purpose of the research, theoretical framework, the peculiarities of interdisciplinary project-based learning on the pre-service IT specialist training, investigation of such a learning activity benefits in terms of the students' awareness of mathematical knowledge value, and discussion of the results. The urgency of the research is caused by a number of factors which demand renewing approaches to computer science education. And nowadays, it should provide economy with advanced IT specialists who are able not only to create quality software products, but also have mathematical and computational thinking. So the challenges of IT education are in cultivating IT specialist mathematical and computational thinking skills, which enable them to comprehend real-life problems in their diversity, to formalize it mathematically, and offer efficient solutions understandable both by a human and a machine. On the other hand, IT specialist training at universities is facing the problems of the students' low awareness of the value of math knowledge for their successful professional development. At the same time, initial university courses should involve the students in the experiences that focus pre-service IT specialists on the deep understanding of mathematical background and an algorithmic nature of any coding task, demonstrate then the role of math in the analysis of algorithm characteristics and importance of math knowledge in modern IT industry. One of such experiences may be involving pre-service IT specialists into the work upon the interdisciplinary projects. So the purpose of our work is to reveal the peculiarities of interdisciplinary project-based learning, to characterize the stages and the results of the students' work upon such projects, and to provide preliminary analysis of the impact of such an activity on the students' awareness of mathematical knowledge value in their professional activity. So the theoretical background of work is made by the analysis of didactic issues of project-based learning approach in the context of the students' vocational training, theoretical basics of pedagogical diagnostics of the students' awareness of mathematical knowledge value, and their changes in the progress of the interdisciplinary project-based learning. So according to studies, project-based learning is an approach which gives students the opportunity to learn knowledge and work out skills while engaging in the projects focused around real-life problems and the trainees may face in the real world. They said this project-based activity must base on some essential rules which are formulated by the practitioners. And the said rules were used by us as a basis for the project tasks and theme formulation. Here you can see these essential rules formulated by the golden standards of project-based learning. Among them, the project must have real-world context. The project should be framed by a significant problem. It must expect investigation, engaging students in the setting questions, formulating inquiries, and some other rules which are also quite essential. Also, the stages of work usually must be organized according to the teacher's practices recommended in the project-based learning guidelines. So there are distinguished some stages like planning stage or project task formulation, building the culture of project-based learning, the progress of work or project work implementation, and the assessment stage. It is pointed out that project-based learning can have interdisciplinary character by linking different subject domains and skills to the project theme and its outcomes. So it's clear that these kinds of projects, they are special kinds of projects, they have their special features and demand special preparation of project-based learning at all of its stages. The stage of the project task formulation and project design. Here, it should be regarded that interdisciplinary project involves the combination of multiple academic disciplines and draws knowledge from several subject domains, both included into the student's curriculum and other areas directly or indirectly linked with them. So the project task must include real-life complex problem, provoking students thinking across boundaries, and applying also cross-discipline methods and research tools. At this stage of the project implementation, it's very important to mind that interdisciplinary projects, unlike pure disciplinary projects, they must expect integration of knowledge and methods from multiple disciplines, which encourage students to do interdisciplinary investigations that lead to creation of the product absorbing the achievements of various subjects domains. Implementation of project-based learning focused on the interdisciplinary projects design introduces into practice the strategies of so-called STEAM education, which integrates science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics in a holistic and creative way. Thus, in the progress of work upon such projects, educators have to promote students' interdisciplinary thinking by encouraging them to explore their links and intersections between different knowledge fields. The depicted guidelines were used by us to organize, encourage, and manage the students' work upon the interdisciplinary projects within several courses for IT specialist training. So the students worked upon the interdisciplinary projects within several courses for IT specialist training on purpose of raising students' awareness of mathematical knowledge value and readiness of the implementation in future professional activity. So they will offer different interdisciplinary problems for students, like a gamified product, computer simulator for tournament between the different games, algorithms, simulator tessellation in art, navigator in the university campus, English simulator for kids, and many others topics were offered and realized by students. However, in terms of this study, we'd like to cover in details the research project Ukrainian embroidery, which integrated main concepts of mathematics, algorithmization, programming, ethnography, and the art of national embroidery. The goal of this interdisciplinary project is to investigate design and regularities of Ukrainian embroidery as a result of the geometrical transformation, and finally develop a software generator of embroidery patterns. The work upon the project was arranged according to the guidelines which I've depicted above. So at the initial phase of the project, the exact tasks were formulated clearly and adapted by the teachers to the core goals of IT specialist training, addressing the key competences from the subject domains involved. So at this initial stage of work, So the students were immersed into the history of Ukrainian traditions, their cultural significance, national self-identity, adaptation of the folk creativity to the modern terms. Also, students implemented ethnographic zoning of Ukraine according to the local differences between specific performance techniques of embroidery, typical ornamental motifs and compositions, and common color schemes, and so on. They will distinguish embroidery typical for the Dnieper region, Polisia, Podylia, South, and Carpathians, and etc. Next stage is devoted to the investigation and design phase of the project in GeoGebra environment. Here, the students manipulating GeoGebra facilities found out that the ornament consists of sub-ornaments divided into reports, and the reports is built of the motifs which undergone the geometrical transformations of different types. At this stage, the students also had to master and apply such GeoGebra components as geometry and sequence for iterative constructions. Yeah? And the students created the tool kit in GeoGebra in order to implement the basic elements of an embroidery ornament and to build more complicated ornaments. So the next phase of the project it was devoted to development of software generator of Ukrainian embroidery. This program, which was developed in Python, it simulates the process of embroidery in different techniques, implementing different approaches by passing the embroidery pattern. In the progress of the work, students had to master essential topics of computer science and discrete mathematics in holistic and integrative way. In particular, they had to master total graphics and total library of simulated needle movements, lists and arrays to store embroidery schemes in TXT format, work with files, some libraries, graphs representation in Python language, depth search algorithms, and others. And some episodes of the developed embroidery generator in the modes of building and editing embroidery schemes, as well as the result of the built embroidery according to the scheme are presented in the slide. In terms of the teacher's mission throughout all of these stages of interdisciplinary project, at all of the stages of work upon this project, they were emphasized by the teachers the links between different sections of math and programming, geometric investigations within GeoGebra dynamic software, and their realization by their own program. It was also elicited from the students and summarized as a conclusion the value of mathematical knowledge, which in fact enabled the realization of automatic embroidery and led to the creation of the product, absorbing the achievements of various subject domains, computer science, math, ethnography, folk art, and so on. In terms of the building of project-based learning culture, teachers did their best to promote students' independence and progress, encourage their inquiry activity and attention to quality of the product. It is intuitively clear that such an activity is really beneficial for pre-service IT specialists in terms of their awareness of mathematical knowledge value in their professional activity, which we call as a parameter. On purpose of understanding the true impact of the said interdisciplinary project-based learning on this parameter, they were prepared and conducted the survey and a monitoring program, which allowed to reveal the changes in the levels of students' awareness of mathematical knowledge value. At this theoretical stage of our research, we were established 3 levels of formation of IT specialist awareness of mathematical knowledge value: reproductive, productive, and creative, and they were elaborated special indicators which can reveal the level of the students' formation of this parameter. Our monitoring, according to the prepared program, testified raise in the students' motivation and tendency to comprehend the essence of mathematical background of the offered problem and grow in their attention to algorithms building. As it was predicted, we could notice their understanding growth of the role of mathematical thinking and algorithmic skills in the progress of work. In addition, we held this survey which aimed at revealing students' hindsight and reflection of their work upon the projects. The survey included the set of questions and tasks which are presented in our paper. So, summarizing the impact of the interdisciplinary project-based learning on the students' awareness, we could conclude as for the preliminary results that they were detected the changes in the distribution of pre-service IT specialists by the levels of their awareness of the mathematical knowledge, and the number of students who reveal a reproductive level of the awareness decreased by 3%. The number of students who revealed productive level decreased by 5%, and those who revealed creative level of the said awareness, it was increased by 8%. So the goal, stages, and results of the interdisciplinary project-based learning are described and analyzed in terms of its impact on the students' awareness of mathematical knowledge value in the vocational activity. The levels of formation of this awareness are established and determined. The survey and monitoring program were developed and realized, which showed the changes in the distribution of pre-service IT specialists by the levels of the said awareness of their future IT career. The prospects of further research are outlined in terms of holding the empirical research for the verification of the offered project-based learning activity impact on the motivation to IT specialist learning mathematics. So that's all. Thank you for your attention, and we are ready to answer your questions.